bit more about Qatar because Natalie Ecanow at the Foundation for the Defence of Democracies is a Qatar specialist, and she's joining us now. Welcome to the programme, Natalie. Good to see you. So just talk us through what has changed as a result of this very audacious Israeli airstrike right in the heart of the Qatari capital city, a country that for many, many years has really played both sides. It's spoken out of both sides of its mouth. It's hosted, funded and supported terrorists at the same time. It hosts the biggest US airbase in the region, and it invests in Western cities around the world. Do you see this as a turning point?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I do see this strike as a turning point, almost regardless of what Hamas leaders were or were not eliminated this morning. It's a turning point first and foremost because we've long assumed that Hamas leaders, or Hamas has long assumed rather, that their leaders were safe living luxuriously abroad in Qatar, miles away from the bloodshed and the poverty in Gaza. And this Israeli strike really shattered that assumption. It shows that the Israelis aren't afraid to go after Hamas leaders farther away from their own borders. I also think it should change the calculus here in the United States. Qatar is a country with a very close relationship with the United States. It's a major non-NATO ally, and it's been a major non-NATO ally as it's harbored Hamas leaders, as it's harbored terror financiers. And so I think the Israeli strike this morning really opened the door for a long overdue reset in the U.S.-Qatar relationship.
We have seen a lot of noise of late, haven't we, about Qatar's role and the sheer astonishing amount of money that it invests in everything from sports to media to academic institutions. And we saw the result of that, of course, on the streets of American cities shortly after October 7th. What about the Trump leadership, though? Because we saw that he was embraced by the Qataris. He was given that aeroplane, of course. Do you think the Trump administration is wise to Qatar's double game?
You know, I think the Trump administration, or rather, I hope the Trump administration is aware that the Qataris are playing a double game. And to a certain extent, I think they are. I think that with this action, I would like to see the Qataris once and for all kick out any Hamas leaders who are still alive and are still within Qatar's borders. I think the Trump administration, just as it's been cozy with the Qataris, it's also been a very close ally of the state of Israel. And so getting at Hamas and eliminating its senior-most leaders is a priority of the United States. It's a priority of Israel's. And I think that the Trump administration has leverage that it can use to get the Qataris to finally take some action.
They're very smart, aren't they, the Qataris? As I say, they have managed to kind of wheel their way into the West over the years. Given what you know about them, how do you think they will play this? What will happen next?
So it's hard to say exactly what will happen next. The Qataris have come out and condemned the Israeli strike. If past is prologue, I'd imagine they'll start portraying today's action as an attempt by the Israelis to sort of undermine negotiations. I think the future of Qatar's role in negotiations is one thing that's sort of a question mark right now. It's always been a question mark to me why the Qataris have been trusted as neutral mediators in this conflict, given their relationship with Hamas. And I'd like to hope that moving forward, that illusion of neutrality will sort of fade, and we'll start to see some action on the hostage front.
What about Saudi Arabia? They've come out with a really strong condemnation of the strike today. They've said that they will help protect Qatar and all the rest of it. But behind the scenes, do you think this will change the dynamic between Qatar and Saudi Arabia? I think it's fair to say they're frenemies, aren't they?
Yeah, it's completely fair to say that Qatar and Saudi Arabia are frenemies. I think it's too soon to tell what exactly this strike will do in terms of their relationship. I'm not surprised that Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the other Arab countries came out condemning Israel's actions. I think that's pretty much par for the course at this point, but it remains to be seen what exactly in terms of tangible differences this strike has on their relationship.
Natalie Ecanow, great to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.